Hi everyone, so today I'm going to go through different cloth pad toppers and try to give you some information about each one and why you might pick one over the other. So I'm going to cover the fiber content, the construction in the cases of different types of cotton, so maybe it'll help with being able to tell them apart. If they have a pile or not. The pile refers to the length of the fiber in terms of from the base of the fiber up towards your skin, the rate of absorption for that fabric, if it is stain resistant or not, and any other reasons you might pick that fabric over another. So I'm going to start with cotton woven. So this is an example of cotton woven here. Again, like the name suggests, it's 100% cotton. And the way it's constructed, what makes it woven versus something else is how the fiber is combined. It's kind of a grid. So the fabric is running vertically and horizontally. This has no pile, so it's pretty much flat. Like there's no fibers sticking out, towards your skin. This is probably one of the fabrics I'll show today. I think it's probably the lowest rate of absorption. So, if I'm having a gushy day, I tend not to wear cotton woven pads because they don't absorb as quickly as other fibers, unless it's a very thick pad, which is close to my skin. The main reason is to buy cotton though. Cotton pads, I think, will look the best the longest because they need the least care, or at least of natural fibers, I should say. It will be the most inexpensive because it's so easy to find. It will have the most variety of prints if you're like a print conscious shopper, which, with a stash as big as mine, I tend to buy now because I want a particular print in my stash. It's also very cool, so if you are kind of worried about being hot from having extra stuff in your underwear, cotton woven is probably the way to go. The next platform I'm going to look at is cotton knit. So this is cotton plus spandex, which is what gives it a little bit of its stretch here. It's the difference between knit and woven is how the fibers are combined. So I get my camera to focus here. Okay, you kind of see it's taking a little while to focus, but basically knit has it has rows as opposed to that kind of grid look. I'm sorry, I can't get it to focus very closely, but think of the kind of feel of a t-shirt. That's what gives it its stretch. It doesn't have a pile. There's no fibers sticking up towards your skin, but I still think it feels a little bit plusher than cotton woven. If you think of a knitted sweater or anything that's been knitted, the way the knit combines the fibers, it will make it a little bit plush and give it a little bit of a nice thickness. It doesn't feel bulky, but it feels nice against your skin. Because it's kind of plush and close to your skin, to me this absorbs faster than cotton woven. Not because it's necessarily a wicking fabric, but just because the pad is closer to your skin, so the blood will get to it faster. Cotton knit, I think it's not as widely available. Some makers don't like to sew with it because it's a little bit tougher to sew with stretchy fabric, but it's pretty available, and you tend to find a lot of fun custom prints in cotton knit, but they could be a little bit more expensive. The next topper is cotton flannel. So again, this is 100% cotton. The main difference is that it's a little bit softer than cotton woven because it's brushed. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but the idea is, I guess, you kind of like rough the fibers up a bit to make it just kind of softer. I'm not really sure exactly how it works. It doesn't have a pile really, but it definitely feels a little bit fuzzier than cotton woven, so it's, I would say, a negligible. I don't think you can measure it, but you can feel that it's going to be closer to your skin than cotton woven. It absorbs a lot faster, so because it is brushed and it may be a little bit more porous possibly than cotton woven, cotton flannel absorbs very quickly. This is one of my favorite toppers for heavy days because I know if I stand up and I have a gushy moment, the pad will absorb it quickly and it will get into the core quickly. Cotton flannel is, I would say, as easy to find as cotton woven, but for some reason there aren't as many types of prints. A lot of people don't like cotton flannel because it tends to pill faster than cotton woven, so your pads are not going to look as great for as long. And you might have to be a little bit more gentle when you stain treat it. But for me, it's more important to have a pad that performs well than a pad that looks good, so I personally don't mind the little bit of extra care that cotton flannel needs because I prefer it for heavy days to cotton woven. Another cotton fabric that I have here is cotton velour. So velour is made by combining cotton and polyester, and the velour refers to, if you can see, like it is fuzzier than cotton woven. So it's, think of like, you know, velour sweatpants. It's kind of pretty much the same thing. So it's very soft to the touch. It like feels nice against your skin. It has a pile, so it's pretty short pile compared to things that I'll show you later. But it means that it's gonna help with gushy flows. If you again stand up and have a gush, the pad will absorb it quickly. It'll get into the core quickly. And cotton velour is itself an absorbent layer, so you have a little bit of extra absorbency because of that. I haven't seen cotton velour in many different colors and stuff. They usually dyed in a solid color like this. I've seen one store, Versatile, who did cotton velour with like a print on it. Kind of looks like a pretty stamp. I don't have it with me right now, but cotton velour generally is dyed in these kind of solid colors. I really like it. It's usually a little bit more inexpensive than bamboo velour, which I'll show in a little bit. But I really like it. It's a great soft against your skin, and honestly, this is one of my favorite pads to use. I've only used it once, but I really enjoyed wearing it because it just performs so well. You know, it feels good. It absorbs quickly, and it was easy to stain treat. You can see there's no stains on it here. The last cotton fabric that I have is cotton linen. I'm not exactly sure what makes cotton linen versus something else. I think the main thing is that it's a lighter weight fabric, and if you can see, it's kind of looks like to me like there's more space between the strands of thread here. And because of that, it makes it absorb a lot faster than cotton woven. It kind of absorbs like flannel, in my opinion. I loved wearing this pad. I've only worn it once so far, but everything got absorbed really quickly, and it didn't seem to need any special stain treating. I bought this from Yurtcraft. It's the only sell I've seen selling cotton linen, and I haven't even seen her stock it since, so I don't know how common it is to buy. But if you wanted to try cotton linen, I think you could easily make great pads with it, and they perform really well. And they didn't seem to need any special care. I think I remember her posting on her Facebook page that you should probably treat it like flannel in terms of, you know, you don't want to scrub too much because it might wear it out, but I think if you know, do a good soak before you wash it, it should be fine, because that's what I did with this one. Next fabric I have is bamboo velour. So similar to cotton velour, this is a combination of bamboo, cotton, and polyester. It has a pile, as you can see here. Not a very long pile, but long enough to help, again, catch gushes. Similar to cotton velour, it's itself an absorbent layer, so you have a little bit of extra absorbency in addition to the core. Bamboo velour is probably the most expensive fabric sold for for pad toppers, usually because it has to be custom dyed. So bamboo velour comes in a kind of beige color. That's the natural color for it. And a lot of shops who sell it will do this kind of very pretty hand-dyed stuff where basically every pad looks completely different. So it will be pricier, but I think it's worth the money. It is incredibly soft against your skin. I haven't had any trouble stain treating bamboo velour. I think because of the polyester in it, it makes it fairly easy to stain treat, because it just doesn't hold on to polyester, because it's synthetic, doesn't hold on to the color from the blood as much as a natural fiber like cotton would. And again, like if you kind of like me and you have a stash is kind of a collection after some point, it's nice to have just like this kind of pretty hand-dyed stuff in it. The next fabric I'm going to show is MInky. MInky is made from 100% polyester, so it is a stain-resistant fabric, because again, because it's not a natural fiber, it's not really going to hold on to stains. These are two different kinds of MInky. So I mentioned the pile before, which is the length of the fiber, and you can see that the length of the fiber on the pile on the right is longer than the pile on the left. So get a closer look there, like pretty different. I much prefer low pile MInky, just because it's extremely soft and you don't feel it, because the pile is shorter, the pad is a lot less thick. MInky pads can get a little bulky because of the pile, but I mean, I like both of them. I prefer low pile. MInky is great to buy because it comes in lots of different prints. It's very soft. If you want a soft pad, like for me on a crampy day, MInky is the best, because I like wearing a thick pad when I have cramps. I can just sit on it and it makes me feel better. It depends on, so as far as the rate of absorption, I think low pile MInky works faster than like regular pile MInky, and I'll explain why. So if you see here, like the fibers point up, like you can see the space between the fibers, so you know the blood is going to go into the pad quickly and go into the core. With this one, not this pad in particular, but I've had a pad where, because the pile is so long and the pad and the fibers like all lie flat, the blood actually ran off the pad. So remember, polyester is not absorbent, so it's not going to go into the fibers here. It has to kind of get through the fibers into the core. So if you have a MInky pad where, again, like the pad is kind of brand new and the fibers are lying perfectly flat, it's very possible that the blood is not going to get through the fibers into the pad. So I would recommend probably drying your MInky pads in the dry the first time. I think getting tossed around like that will kind of help the fibers space out enough that you know the blood is going to get into the pad a little bit more quickly. Next topper I have here is Suede Cloth. This is another synthetic fiber. It is not leather. It's just polyester kind of made to feel like suede. I love Suede Cloth. It's extremely soft. It kind of gives you a lot of things. It kind of feels like flannel in softness. It gives you the stain resistance of MInky, but without the pile. Like, there's a lot of great advantages to Suede Cloth. The main disadvantage to it is that it is usually, again, comes in solid colors. The only other prints I've seen have been like zebra skin or tiger skin, which I don't really like as much. But there's lots of fun bright colors. I have like a yellow one. I've had bright red and pink and those kinds of things. It is a great wicking fabric. So because, again, it's polyester and it doesn't absorb, it's not absorbent itself, I should say, the blood will get pulled into the pad quickly through the fibers of the pad. I've never had any trouble, like, say, leaking off of this, or having a case where I'm sorry, I'm losing focus. A second here. I apologize. I've never had trouble where, you know, I had a case of gushing so much that I kind of leaked off of a Suede Cloth pad. It'll definitely get absorbed into the pad. So I highly recommend this if you want stay dry and stain resistant. The next fabric I have is Polyester Knit. So similar construction to cotton knit in terms of, you know, how the fibers are combined and that kind of nice plush feeling that knit has, but this is polyester, so it is going to be stain resistant and stay dry, because similar to Suede Cloth, it doesn't have a pile, as you noticed just now, so it feels there's no kind of bulkiness against your skin, and because it isn't like MInky where the pile can be long enough to stop the blood from getting through the fabric, it's going to get into the fabric pretty quickly and keep you feeling nice and dry. So I really love Polyester Knit. And Polyester Knit, you can get a lot of fun colors, fun prints, because a lot of it is custom printed, which can raise the price a bit, but I think, you know, if you want something extra cute like this for jellyfish and seahorses, it's worth the extra money. So Polyester Knit is a great stay dry, stain resistant topper. And the last one I have is Microfleece. So Microfleece can be a backup for cloth pads. It depends on if the fleece is water resistant or not. So this one is not water resistant. And basically why it works as a pad topper is, again, similar to all the other synthetics. It's not absorbent itself, but the blood will be able to pass through the fibers into the pad. So as you can see with this one, it has a pile. It's not as long as the regular pile MInky, but because it's all pointing up, like you can easily see the space between the fibers here, you know that blood is going to get past it, go through it really quickly into the pad. I really love using Microfleece as a topper. Usually I can't even see where I bled when I use a Microfleece pad unless that area is particularly saturated. So that is the last topper that I have, as I mentioned. I'm not exactly sure how many I just showed, but hopefully you saw something that you like and something that might work for you. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I've said today, or if you want to know which shops I got these pads from. And I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.